Good morning, welcome to Friday's live trading. I'm just waiting for a trigger here, actually, just a small opportunity coming in. Already got some short position open from yesterday. I'm just looking as a half size position here, just waiting for a breakdown here. If it can maybe just waiting another few minutes, actually. I'm just looking at time, 8:34. May just wait a couple of minutes to see if we get a break of this, but if it goes, there we go, don't even need to wait any longer. It's 8:35 and we're ready. So a break of the low of this candle and I'll be selling only half size position. It may get an add into this position, but just being patient for a moment. It's sitting right bang on its short term, 5 minutes 34 there. That might bounce, so it's worth just waiting to get the confirmed close below that. Just as I said, just need a 13 pip stop on this half size position. Target wise, looking back towards the Asian session lows here, and and maybe a bit more. We'll see how it develops. If it does develop into another trade, which I'm also looking at, I will be looking to add into it. So just being patient for a moment. So it looks like it's just about to run. Give you a little bit more background on the trade in just a moment, but just being patient. It's like watching a kettle boil this, but it's better to watch it boil, and if it doesn't boil, you're not worried. If it doesn't trigger down here, it may get another setup for it to get into it, but it would just be quite nice. Now, please. Come on. Doesn't look like it's going to get much of a bounce off the 34 for the moment anyway, so that's suggesting a bit of weakness. It's teasing for sure on this move. Okay, just doesn't want to trigger at the moment. There's a weekly pivot sitting underneath there, and it's just finding support on that pivot level at 1924. So I'm just pausing, waiting for a moment. So patience paying off at the moment. It's just not breaking down. It's sitting there on this. As I say, there's a monthly pivot. Let me just go back to a 4-hour chart here. You can just see this is the monthly main pivot level here, and it's just providing a bit of support. Generally, price above a pivot is a tad bullish, and below it is a bit bearish, but it's just really sitting bang on it, not wanting to go. And when I close my eyes, it'll probably go, but I just get the ticket back ready. So what seems like 3 hours later, we still see I'm still looking for a 119.24 to break. But we're seeing some chunky ask orders here. We see the price action just not going anywhere, and it's just that there's demand at this level. Now, when that demand disappears, maybe I'll get my order in. But for now, just having to wait patiently. This is only the top of the order book, by the way, so you can only just see a. Then this is the LMAX account, so you can only see that one broker's top of the order book, but it's enough to show me that there's some big chunkyishness demand on that side relatively. There's some bigger sell orders coming through now. This might edge it down in a minute. So here we go, 24.2. Is it going to hit my 24 or below? Wants to, doesn't it? Wants to. Nearly there. Goodness gracious. Don't ever do a live recording when you're trying to press the button. Oh, there we go. That'll do it. It's done it now. So, in the position, let's get rid of that old ticket now. So, just in a short here, looking at the bring you back to the bigger time frame, you see what we're really looking at. It's run into its daily pivot there, just air kissed its daily pivot, looking quite I mean, this move up to it yesterday wasn't that convincing, just looking a tad soft here, so only going on with a half position because I may be adding to it. We'll see how it develops this, but maybe it might be adding to it. Already got a position personally just short from yesterday. This was just a position that I put in. I talked about it on the live outlook in the morning, in this huge bearish engulfing candle, and I just waited for the break of the low of that. So that was a sort of an add. That was a position that went in yesterday. Now that's not really doing too much at the moment, but that was a full risk position, but it had obviously a large stop on that, so it's a full risk size. But looking again for those, looking down this level and see if we can push a little bit more. So that's where we're sitting there for now. So just getting ready, might have a trade coming up here on the euro yen, so just about to actually I can do that here, it doesn't matter, just looking at position sizing it correctly. So looking for a euro yen, there we go, the euro yen, 1% risk, looking at maybe a 28, may even be a slightly bigger stop. We'll have a look at this. 28 pip stop in that region, so we're looking at 0.2. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so just looking, I've actually got another trade setting up here on this euro yen. Now it's another euro backed currency, but just looking at this, the low is sitting at 129.52. I would just want to be in at around about 129.50.7, so just we'll wait for a break of that, so 2 pips below that current low there. So looking at 129.50.7, might actually on this one get a sell stop built up because I've got a bit of time, maybe 57. So there we go. So looking for that point there, it might just find support. We'll see how it goes. So 129.50.7. Stop wise now, I can actually pop the stop in where I want the stop to be. 129.80 would do. Let's just get that right. So I need another 4 pips on that. There we go. So 129.80. So I'm going to pop that there. In fact, profit target wise, I'll stick a profit target on there. It's going to be around about 45 pips. So there we go. So preparing that, so I'm going to put this one in as a sell stop here. So sell stop, breaking, looking for the break of the low there. Get a bit of a continuation move if it happens. So this will expire within an hour, this trade. So there we go. So just coming out, euro yen's almost, it's not quite triggered. It's a working order at the moment, still sitting there, looking like it could well trigger in a moment. Just looking for another couple of pips to come off there just to do it. It's not far off it. Really looking at the sort of bigger picture here, it has strengthened, put lower high in at this point, and it's looking pretty reasonable on the downside there. There is another signal that I've got come up, which has given me the trade itself. Bigger picture, it's well, arguably somewhat in a bullish trend at the moment, but as I say, the trigger when the signal comes up, I have to take it. So otherwise, I kill the stats. So just waiting to see if that triggers. Meanwhile, the euro dollar trade I've got running there, not doing a great deal at the moment, but it's in the right shape. So the shape wise, it's looking okay. It's not set up at the add-in part of the trade for me, but it's, as I say, it looks in quite shape. So I'll leave that as a half position for now. So for the euro dollar, in terms of exits and what I'm looking for in terms of targets, I haven't discussed that too much. As you see the weakness that's sitting up there and the bigger move, I'm sort of already bearish on the euro for now. I'm not looking for a massive run off these. These are intraday trades, and I'm just really playing what's there in front of me, looking for this sort of level in terms of targets. So somewhere around that, with those prior bodies there. If it can push on a bit further, that'd be appreciated, because then I'll sort of get what I was looking for. In fact, 1892 is the target that I'd put, I'm sure, on my, let me just check. 1892 is the target I'm looking for from yesterday's trade, so we'll just see how we go on that. Okay, so it just got triggered on the extra trade there, the euro yen. Sorry, I'll get this into sight for you. So the euro yen, we're short on that now, so we're short on the euro and the euro yen this morning, and this is my short from yesterday, sitting there still rolling on the euro dollar as well. So we'll see how those develop. So leaving those for now. As I said, all looking on the sell side there. So we've been running for an hour or so now, and this euro dollar at least is moving okay. Targeting wise was looking back. Ooh, he says, let's get that back on there. Looking at these sort of lows here, looking around about 1892. This ties in with the target that I put for my trade that I opened yesterday. So it sits in the same sort of bracket, which is that was really looking for a bit more than 1-to-1. That was from the bearish engulfing bar there, really. So looking at that 1892, we're just going to tap the stops down a little bit here. It's a bit aggressive maybe, but just going to bring the stops down to around about 1924. So just takes a bit of risk away from that, I guess. There is the risk that you can put them too tight, of course, so it's just that's the one, isn't it? So just going to drop that down to 1924. So I think it's going to have about a 2-pip stop or something like that on it in there. 1926. Oh, hang on a minute. Hey, that's break even, you fool. 0.1. Okay, we're moving the stops to break even just about on that. Yeah, there you go. Look, and we'll leave that running. So I should shortly be going for a bit of breakfast. So I forgot I hadn't put the stop on down here for this. So this trade here. So just about to put the stop down there. 1892 is the level, same level as which I was targeting from yesterday. It's really just to those bodies. So just putting that as in a target. So that would be around about a 2-to-1 return on that as well. So there we go, all done. So I can leave that alone. Don't need to be sitting there watching it. The euro yen update on the euro yen at this time of day. The yen's taken a bit of a bounce here, and it's sort of stalled this movement. But I will just leave this to be. When the alert kicks in, I'll bring stop to break even. But at this stage, nothing to be done until that level there gets hit. I need to give it plenty of wiggle room. Absolute target sits around about, where is it? Euro yen, the target there is 129.06 area, so that's just short of the daily S2. Okay, so that's where I sit at the moment. Okay, so we're in another trade I forgot to mention from yesterday, so which was called on our system here. This it's on a different platform. It's a it's a strategy I've been trading on just purely on the euro dollar on this platform. So all I'm going to do here, it's just set its alarm off, which means that put your stop to break even on that. So my stop loss on that is going to come down from those 27 pips yesterday to 0. So I apply that when it does that. So the stop is moved on there as well. So I know it's another euro dollar trade, but the thing is, when I get these setups come, I've got to take them. As I say, it's on a different platform there because it's a platform that I'm using specifically for that strategy on that currency. So that's stop loss moved to break even on yesterday, a trade that triggered yesterday. Okay, just about to go and get breakfast. It's 10 o'clock now. That was my yesterday's trade. This is the order history now. Of course, that's been filled. That gave me just over 1%, 1.25%, I think it was, return on that. It was a trade. It was a trade on that big old bearish engulfing. But this morning's trade's also now cleared out. We got just short, I think fractionally short, 2-to-1 on a net position, because I only took a half position on that one. Personally, I was looking for another entry, but it didn't give me the trigger or setup I was looking at. So that's effectively given me 1% return on that, and a 1% return, or just over 1% on yesterday's trade there so far. And we're still rocking and rolling at the moment. The euro yen, of course, let me bring that back into play, sorry, from today's positions, there we go. That's just tickling along at the moment, so we'll see how that goes. That's got a long way to go though. It's a big old move. The strategy kicked in, so I take it. I'll just hold on there until it does or doesn't do what it should do. It could be running that one into next week potentially. I stand corrected. It's actually a 2.4 to 1 this morning's trade, so a 1.2 net on that trade this morning because of a half a position. So there we are. Lucky I've got a load of assistants in a trading room with me here. Okay, so we haven't had another trade today at the moment. I was waiting for the pound to come up towards its 12 o'clock pivot, but it hasn't materialised. We did have one that's just closed out though from yesterday. So this was is a particular account that I'm trading this strategy on, and there you go. He just closed out. That was a 1.5% return on that trade. So that's where we sit on that, just looking at things overall on that. As I often bring it up, I just bring it back to January when I started well, January the 15th I actually started this one. It's had a bit of a rock and roll time over the last, well, I say rock and roll, it's just not been hitting targets. It's been getting halfway there, but this is how the strategy runs. It just sort of runs in good spells. When you come back and look at the beginning of last month, it was beginning of last month, the end of January rather, absolutely flying. It was inevitable we would get some retracement sell-offs on here. It's not quite a red or green type trade as we were laughing at a video earlier on. But there you go, just hit target there, so it's a 1.5% locked in from that trade as well from yesterday. So today's doing okay, he says at the moment. As for our euro yen, where are we sat on that? Euro yen, let's have a look, and that is really struggling at this stage. It's been it triggered off earlier on okay, but it's really struggling at the moment. It's got a long way to go to even get, this is the break-even line that I've got on here. So I say break-even as in that's when I'll move my stop to break-even on it, but you'll see. Both the euro and the yen dancing around the moment, and they're dancing in their opposite ways. Of course, the dollar yen is running to the upside there, as we've seen money just running into the US dollar at the moment. The reason for this is largely put towards the news announcement a while back now. I say a while back, earlier on this afternoon, when the Fed have decided not to extend the SLR purchases, basically of bonds, and consequently we've seen the bond market have a bit of a dance up here, and it's flying up at the moment. I'm just looking at the bond market as a treasuries here. The yields flying up, 130, 134 a minute ago. It's 17. Sorry, just put this in the right place so I can get it over here at 1.37. So 37 at one stage, the recent higher here. So these bonds are absolutely flying. Now it's triple witching today, so I'm unlikely to take another trade, but I would just hold on for a little bit longer and see if our euro yen comes good. The yen, as I say, is dollar yen is shifting up this way, which is to be expected, and the euro dollar has, as I say, just triggered the target level on our swing from yesterday's intraday swing that we took yesterday. So looking to see, it might be nice if it push further down, because it'll help the case for the euro yen then. So I'm sitting there on the sort of euro yen trade. It's doing okay, it's just getting back into sort of break even territory, but really need the yen to put the brakes on, or the euro to actually rally. But we'll leave that rolling anyway. I'll update that later. So it's now 10 to 4. I'm going to call it a wrap trading up for now. Leaving this position, it's around about break even at the moment on this euro yen position. We'll leave that running, leave it running across the weekend. It's been an okay day today in terms of closing some targets off. We closed off earlier on, well, a net 1.2%. I closed off a a trade from yesterday that I took in the morning at 1%, and one from the afternoon I took yesterday at 1.5%. So plus 3.7 to close the day off. Okay, I didn't close two of those off yesterday, so it's trades that are being taken over the 2 days, but that's the way it is. So as they close off 3.7 for a Friday, not too bad if you can do it. So I wish you all a great weekend, and I'm going to, as I say, wind this up. Bye for now.